got this ladder that goes two southbounders, but they're going north and they're dragging the ladder.
So where's the river from here?
I'll show you.
Okay.
Right here is a known area where they will raft people across. They'll dock their raft, get 5, 6 people at a time, and tell them to wait up here until the entire group is ready. Right here, if you look straight, is a raft. It's a green and yellow raft.
Ese caminito donde va, te va a llevar a la calle, mano izquierda. Y sigue todos estos caminos que les vaya bien.
So we witnessed a raft come across the Rio Grande. It looks to me like it's a family unit. So Border Patrol is about to apprehend them.
Hola, buenos días. Soy agente Medina de la patrulla fronteriza aquí en los Estados Unidos. ¿Es bueno de salud? Vamos a caminar a la camioneta. Ahorita cuando llegamos a la camioneta le voy a dar agua fresca.
¿Y cómo se llama?
Tania.
Tania. ¿A dónde vienes?
Honduras.
¿Por qué vienes hacia Estados Unidos?
Por darle un futuro mejor a mi hijo y ya no se va a maltratar.
Sí. ¿Y cómo se llama?
Wilder.
Wilder. And what was the situation like in Honduras?
Se mueve, pues. Se revuelven en las calles y queman carros y hacen muchos relajos en las calles y todo eso. No dejan que la gente circule y todo eso. Pues su papá nos abandonó y pues no nos daba buenos tratos y eso me obligó a traerme. No quiero regresar.
Families like Wilder and Tanya are crossing into the United States at record numbers, even as overall border arrests have fallen for decades, posing a unique challenge for Border Patrol officers.
Right now, the majority of the apprehensions that we make along the southwest border are primarily Central Americans. They turn themselves in.
Right.
They're not trying to get away from us.
Why do they do that?
They will always claim that they were escaping gang violence.
What do you see coming up?
I think this is people turning themselves in, looks like. ¿Y qué es la razón de que viene?
No hay fuentes de trabajo ya, mucha delincuencia, muchos mareros. Más que solo mareros. Le cobran a uno el impuesto de guerra y lo hacen emigrar a uno.
Asylum is there for a reason. There's people that really need asylum, that qualify for asylum. To say that all qualify for asylum, I would say that's not true.
The system is being gamed. It has become an easy ticket to illegal entry into the United States.
Deciding which migrants deserve asylum falls on courts run by the Department of Justice. We spoke to immigration judge Ashley Tabador about the state of asylum today.
Asylum allows people to ask for protection from certain types of severe harm that they're experiencing in their country. The person has to demonstrate they have what's called a well-founded fear of persecution on account of race, nationality, religion, political opinion, or this catch-all phrase of membership in a particular social group. And they have to show that this fear of severe harm for these reasons is either being done by the government or the government is unable or unwilling to provide them with protection. The vast majority of the cases that we do see from Central America who are seeking asylum are fleeing gang-related violence or domestic violence.
The United States will no longer grant asylum to victims of domestic abuse or gang violence in most cases.
Asylum was never meant to alleviate all problems. even all serious problems that people face every day all over the world.
The Attorney General's June decision overturned immigration court precedent, limiting the legal pathway to asylum. This reversal followed other measures designed to address a staggering backlog of more than 760,000 pending immigration cases. Are immigration courts being politicized?
Well, we believe that the immigration court system has traditionally been used, that is unfortunately as an extension of the executive branch's law enforcement policies. So it certainly predates this administration, but more recently it's just become much more pronounced and much more problematic. There may indeed be a real reason for people who are rushing in and who are seeking asylum or protection. And the backlog is because the court has been mismanaged and not provided the resource in addition to that mismanagement. So this idea of this correlation of, oh, well, we have more backlog and we have more people, therefore it means people are abusing it, it's a logical fallacy.
But the court backlog has real consequences. Asylum seekers must wait months or even years for a final decision. For some, this is good news. They can live and work in the U.S. as their case winds through the system. But for others, the prolonged legal process is reason enough to abandon their claim and be deported. So this is the San Pedro Sula airport. It's where migrants who are being deported from the United States back to Honduras land. And San Pedro Sula is one of the most dangerous cities on the planet. It has a very high murder rate, and the gangs MS-13 and the 18th Street Gang both have heavy presences here. So while some migrants in the United States who are claiming asylum are kind of stuck in limbo awaiting their immigration court proceedings, those who are denied asylum oftentimes have to come back to cities like this where they are forced to face the very perils that they were fleeing from in the first place. We met a small business owner who, after being deported from the US this year, is now living in hiding. He told us why he left Honduras in the first place.
Lo vigilan bien, todos los movimientos que uno hace, ellos lo saben. Y no hay escapatoria para ellos. Y le están sacando hasta que lo dejan sin nada. Y si se niega a pagarle, lo liquidan. Mi hijo fue a visitar a un familiar, ahí le pidieron dinero y él no andaba. Y ellos sabían bien que era mi hijo. Y él no pudo contactarme por teléfono porque él no andaba a teléfono. Entonces lo que hicieron fue matarlo. Lo asesinaron, le pusieron un torniquete, lo estrangularon y le sacaron la lengua. Se encargó un hermano mío del velorio y de todo, porque si yo llegaba al velorio a mí me estaban esperando. Y todavía siento ese dolor en mi corazón. No pude hacer nada, pero...
His family relocated 6 times within the country, but the gang kept pursuing him. Eventually, he journeyed to the U.S. and was picked up and detained by immigration authorities.
Me dijeron que me iba a estar 18 meses preso. Ella me fue a buscar y no la dejaron entrar. Entonces lo que hice yo fue, dije yo, aquí estoy, voy a hacer nada. Mejor voy a tratar de ver cómo hago para pedir mi deportación y irme porque no me van a ayudar en nada.
Do you have the deportation form?
Solo esto me dieron porque cuando uno sale le quitan todo.
Did they explain to you what this form meant? That this meant that you were waiving your right to a credible fear interview to start the process of applying for asylum?
No, solo me lo trajeron y me dijeron, firme aquí, que usted va mañana ya para su país. Eso fue todo lo que me dijeron. Nadie me leó, qué explicaba, nadie. Entonces yo firmé porque me sentí desesperado porque no tenía esperanza de nada. Ellos ya me habían dicho que no, que me iba a estar 18 meses y no había garantía de asilo. Porque tuve el pánico de que yo estoy seguro que me iban a matar a mi familia. Eso fue, por eso me vine.
Are you living in fear?
No me siento seguro. Porque esa gente anda en toda parte.
In October, hundreds of Hondurans, citing persistent violence and a government unwilling to help, began marching together towards the United States. Within days, their numbers ballooned into the thousands. So we're with the caravan of migrants. There are people for as far as the eye can see. Despite what the Trump administration is trying to do to clamp down, to deter people from coming from Central America, people are still coming in the thousands. And it seems like they're finding solidarity and strength in their numbers. This mass exodus ignited a political firestorm right before the US midterm elections, calling into question the very future of asylum in the United States.
The drama unfolding south of the border tonight. Thousands of migrants marching north.
That caravan growing to a mile long as it heads straight for our border.
More than 5,000 troops are being sent to the U.S. southern border.
You're going to find MS-13, you're going to find Middle Eastern, you're going to find everything.
It could easily have been all of us, that we're in the caravan, that we're marching north, trying to save our families.
If you're able to get to the United States, how do you plan on preventing yourself from being deported?
Pues que me den asilo allá por el bien de mis hijos, por seguridad de mis hijos.
Quiero solicitar un asilo político para Estados Unidos.
Necesitamos un asilo.
Sí, asilo. Nuestra vida corre peligro y no podemos volver. Seguiremos todos.
Nosotros no somos gentes, como dicen, sinvergüenza, somos gente luchonas.
Prefiero sufrir una vez en este camino a que sufrir y poder morir allá en Honduras.
If I'm not a citizen of the United States and I come into this country unauthorized, why do I have access to due process?
We've made a commitment that if somebody comes to our borders and says, I have a fear of going back home, I'm seeking asylum, that they should be afforded due process. There's no restriction about being a United States citizen. That is what both our commitment to the international community requires, and that is what the Constitution of the United States provides for each individual.